Alright, you guys, this will be a Chapter 7 overview for Java, and the main things that you will take away from this chapter will be that string is now going to be a class. Since string will now be a class, you will be creating objects of the string class. You will learn to manipulate strings. There's going to be a lot of methods to manipulate strings, and it can seem a bit overwhelming, but what I've decided to do for this chapter is actually just make different videos for each method. That way you can get a good understanding of what each method actually does, and I recommend to really look over those. I would say that for quizzes and for exams, in retrospect, like all of the methods were gonna either be used on a quiz or conceptually you'll be asked questions about them. So that is very key in this chapter, is to really understand what these certain string manipulation methods are doing. And then the fourth thing would be the memory location concept. I feel like it could be kind of confusing, especially for the exam. For exam 2, when you're tested over it, there will definitely be a couple questions that ask you things in regards to that kind of memory location concept. So I'll be going over that in this video. And then again, I mean, this chapter 7 is a very important chapter, because when you take quiz 2, it'll be a lot of string manipulation, it'll be a lot of loops, and you will most likely be looping through strings and trying to do certain things to achieve whatever output the quiz is asking you for. And just, I don't know, just a little side note, I did have a PowerPoint, but it is not opening up for some reason. My PowerPoint is acting weird tonight, the day I decided to record this, so I'll just be doing this straight through the whichever environment I have here, the clips, and hopefully you can follow along in the environment that you have. So I'll just first be going over the memory location concept, because it can be a bit confusing. So let me actually pull up the book here. So it's kind of simple. It's not really that complicated, but the main thing is, since string is now a class, and you know that because string starts, this string here starts with an uppercase S. So if you've noticed, the beginning of the semester, you would just declare, normally what you see here, string a greeting equals hello. And, for most people, it's like, okay, a greeting is my variable, hello is going to be my value. But moving forward in the class, since string is now a class, I mean, just a little hint is just that, that capital S there is that dead giveaway that you are working with a class. So a greeting would be, in this case, since string is now a class, a greeting would be the name of your object. But the special thing about this concept is that a greeting is not necessarily what is holding this hello value. What the concept behind the memory location is, a greeting represents a memory location, this arbitrary number here. Well, not necessarily arbitrary, but according to whatever computer you're using, it'll address a specific memory location. But a greeting represents this memory location here. So this 10876. Hello has this other memory location, 26040. And what the concept basically is, it's saying a greeting is an object of the string class. A greeting has a memory location of 10876, and this memory location is a reference to my value hello, which is in this memory location, which I hope I didn't say that too fast, or I hopefully explained myself well. But if you do read the book, it basically says that a greeting's memory location establishes a link between the value so that anytime you're working with a greeting, you have access to the actual string value. So just to kind of go over it and emphasize, this is one memory location. This is another memory location. And what this syntax really is doing here is establishing a link between a greeting, this value hello, and that allows you to do certain string manipulations. That's basically the concept. And I hope that clarifies a little bit, because I remember when I took the class, the lecture was very confusing. I did not understand what memory, like what addresses meant, what the reference meant. But, yeah, it can be a bit confusing, but just very simply put, one memory location, another memory location, and then this whole syntax here, if I can highlight it, this whole syntax here is what allows you to establish a link or reference between a greeting and the value of hello. And I'll definitely, I plan to make worksheets. So hopefully during this time when you're looking at this video, you can have a worksheet that breaks down this concept in a little bit more detail, or just, something that helps you reference back to what the concept actually refers to. So that's the memory location concept. And another thing that will probably you'll probably be tested over, or most likely tested over, will be how to declare strings, because there's multiple ways to do it. So since we know string is a class, and we can declare, variable new name, you can name this whatever, let's Jordan, whatever, Jordan. So this is how you've been creating string values. Is, you have string, your data type, or in this case now your class, you have the name of your variable equals this value. So that's one way to declare a string. But you can also declare a string by using this syntax. Oh, put that in quotes. Okay, so this is the same thing, and I'll go ahead and comment this out so that I don't get an error here. So yeah, those are two different ways to declare strings, and that's just something to look out for. It's more of a conceptual thing, something that we got tested over. So yeah, just something to know is that there's two ways to declare a string. I think that is a pretty decent overview of just kind of conceptually what to expect from chapter 7. Is just the memory location concept, and then understanding that string is a class. That is just kind of the intro to the chapter. Honestly, the meat of the chapter is going to be actually using and applying the methods. So I highly, 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 highly recommend that you learn the methods and don't stress so much over the conceptual stuff, because there's really not a lot of conceptual stuff going on for the overview of the chapter. The more the nitty-gritty of it is going to be, how do I use these methods, and what do these methods allow me to do as far as manipulating strings. So that's really what this chapter is about. I honestly feel like it's one of the easiest chapters, because you will see reoccurring patterns as you keep using some of these methods. The more you use them, the more you'll recognize the patterns, and just the quicker you'll commit them to memory, so that whenever you take the quiz or you're given some kind of code to solve on exam 2, you just know them right off the bat, because they can be a little tedious, but with practice and with just kind of like pattern recognition, you'll be able to understand how to manipulate whatever string however you want to do it. So that's pretty much just a pretty quick overview for chapter 7. Like I said, I'm going to break this chapter into parts so that you're able to look at every single method for string manipulation in detail. So hope you check out those other videos. Hope this clarified some stuff. And like I said, I'll have some worksheets out for this chapter, so hopefully that helps and reinforces some of the material as well.